Hello everybody, happy Wednesday to you. Hopefully your week is going good. As I had mentioned, I'm going to be focusing on some friends, students. And today's friend, student, is a great man named Dave Chapman. Now Dave is born and bred, raised and reared Indiana boy. He's about my age. As a matter of fact, he's exactly 1 month and 1 day younger. He's like a kid to me. He's like a child. And he's one of the most generous, kind, easygoing guys, and very gifted. His background is in the Japanese martial arts, and he's got what I call his farm boy strength, okay? Just, big, strong, very gifted fighter, martial artist. And, I've known Dave for quite a few years. And, again, through the Tri-C program, and we struck up a tremendous friendship. He's stood up for me in my wedding, and just awesome. He's a world-class auto mechanic and gearhead. And we've worked on my Cutlass, and it's just, we've had some fun. And he's the type that he got involved in the grappling, and he worked out with a lot of judo guys and Brazilian jiu-jitsu guys, and frankly, he wasn't impressed. He was able to get out of the submissions, and it wasn't until catch wrestling till he came to Chicago and had a workout that he was sold on this. And much like Paul Dodds, we've become, it's not a student-teacher relationship unless I happen to be the student, because I've learned a lot from Dave, and not just about life, but we mechanics, everything, we just things. And he's so tremendous. And if he lives in he's north of Indianapolis, so if anybody's in that area, want to get a good workout in, you contact me and I'll forward your information to him. One of the kindest, even-tempered men you can meet. Dave is one of these guys, like Paul and others that you'll be hearing about, that I could probably talk about for hours on end. His physicality is one thing, and yet he realized that at one point that, hey, he goes, I'm a little bit overweight. I want to change. It was like last year, and he embarked on my diet program, and he was working out, and he lost a bundle of weight. He went from like 292 down to, I believe he hit 228. And then, my wedding was coming up and just other things, but I think that's pretty much where he stabilized, around 230. And ideally we were looking for 210, but we stopped at the 230 point. He looked good, he felt good. So, he lost about 60 pounds. And the dedication and the discipline it takes, at 49, 50 years old, he wasn't an old dog that can't be taught new tricks. He wasn't set in his ways. And I think not just the fact that he accomplished the weight loss, it was the fact that he had the ability and the mindset to do it. It's an inspiration. Many times when I have things in my life, I go to counsel for him, or to him. And, he gives me advice, or he gives me direction and so on. And that's great that we have things like that. That we can go to, and people like that. It's a shame that we, again, live apart, but that's part of what this thing of mine is. I've trained guys from all over the world, and it's more so there than even probably locally in Chicago. You don't always hit a home run with everybody. Maybe your personalities don't always click, or you got a guy that just isn't serious or has ulterior motives. When you have a home run, when you're with somebody and he makes you feel like Babe Ruth, then everything is worth it. And I want to take this moment publicly to just thank Dave for everything he's ever done, everything he's ever said, everything he hasn't said, okay? That sometimes speaks stronger than any words you can come up with. Sometimes it's knowing what not to say. And I just think that I've tried to become, or I've tried to implement some of his virtues and things in my life, and I'm a WIP, a work in progress. But he's met Paolo, for example, who I'll be talking about probably tomorrow, was another unbelievable guy. And it's just so funny because this catch wrestling of ours is a brotherhood, okay? And it really should be. We go through so much to get at this level, and it's unlike some other martial arts, this isn't easy. This is hard work. It's painful. It's frustrating. It's at the highest level technically, and there's so many nuances that it's stuff that you really don't even grasp perhaps from a video. Remember how you used to have these hidden pictures in a picture, and you really had to focus to find the hidden picture? Well, many times in what we do, what I show on video is hidden. You can't really see it until you feel it, or there may be something that even if I point out, you don't get until you hear firsthand. And that's what Dave went through. And, it turned him around as far as his beliefs in fighting and so on. And he's done things like that for me. He's shown me things, the picture in the picture, the hidden picture. And I don't know how I would have been in life at this stage without him. Because again, he came into my life at a very crucial time, and we get to see each other a little bit more often than others because we're not that far apart. I think we're like 6 hours apart drive time. But I just want to tell everybody about this guy, Dave Chapman. And he's another one who's got a wicked, dry sense of humor. And but anyway, I want to say thank you, Dave, for being in my life, man. You're a great guy, a great martial artist, unbelievable. And he's the guy that you want on your side when the shit hits the fan. So thank you, and thank you people for listening, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.